Hello. Today we're interviewing Manuel. He plans to vote for Trump this November. Manuel, has the recent conviction on 34 counts affected how you plan on voting this November?
Yes, it is.
It has affected it?
Yeah.
How have you changed your opinion?
I haven't really changed my opinion, but it caused me to look deeper into just the system and sort of how it's manipulating some of the things that are going on, I feel, yeah.
When you say manipulating, do you mean to suggest that Joe Biden has some kind of influence in the current case?
I believe so, yeah. Absolutely.
All right, so you may be aware that Trump has multiple other court cases coming up. One is going to be overseen by Judge Eileen Cannon. She has indefinitely postponed that hearing until probably after the election.
Right.
Do you think that's an example of judicial bias?
It could be. I believe that there's a lot of breaks in our system right now, and it's on both sides, not just one political side. So if I've been questioned on, look, is our system broken? I really do believe it is. So when I say I'm going to vote for one particular party, it's for basically policy, not for the man. It's for policy. And I believe that, understanding policy and me being a businessman and also born here in the U.S. and going down to the wall to see what's going on, yeah, we need some change. Absolutely.
So what policies are most important to you that Trump would see through?
I believe we need to secure our border. I am a firsthand witness of it. Had an opportunity to travel down to Mexico and see what was going on there. Also experience a little of the, I would say, the break, basically the break in our borders. So yeah, I firsthand saw it. Saw people coming right across. Absolutely.
So have you heard of the recent bill that was shot down by House Republicans to secure the border further by Joe Biden? And how do you feel about the House Republicans shooting that down?
You know what? That's a good question. I don't know much more about it, but so if he's shutting down the border, I think that's probably something that needed to happen a while back, not at the end of his presidency. So I think it was probably something that needed to be front and center. So personally, I do believe that there could have been, and once again, it's all speculation, but there could have been an engineering of the next vote and also of maybe an influence on the future Democratic Party.
Do you think the future of the Democratic Party will crack down harder on the border? And if they do, would that be able to win your vote in the future?
I think that it's a step in the right direction, for sure. Absolutely. And since I vote on policy and not the person, saying Joe Biden or Donald Trump, I think it's really short-sighted. I think we need to be a little bit further long-sighted and look at policy and what's really good for our country.
Definitely. So is Trump your top pick for Republican candidates, or would you have rathered a different Republican candidate made it in?
I think because he's controversial in his speech and different things like that. A lot of folks have thought that he is bringing a lot of bipartisanship to the country. He wouldn't be my top pick, no. But his policy, to me, most of it is straight on. Yeah.
Awesome. So the case against Hunter Biden, has that influenced your opinion on Joe Biden or the Democratic Party in general?
It's I don't know if it's direct reflection on Joe. As a father, I'm sure that is not what he wished for his son and some of the steps that his son took. But no, it didn't influence me at all. That's his son, and that's a different life. I mean, that guy he made decisions, and I'm sure he made those decisions without his father at his side. So.
Has the prosecution of Hunter Biden shed any light into, judicial bias, or do you think that this is a strictly fair case that would have been brought against anyone?
No, I don't think it's fair. I mean, I really don't. I think there's been a lot of bias and influence on different things. I think if you stand at the head of politics, a lot of green lights and doors open for you that could go your way. So, yep.
Well, we've been speaking to Manuel. Thank you so much, Manuel, for your time.
You bet. Thank you.
Hello, today we're talking to Paul. So, Paul, you're voting in November. Do you mind sharing who you're voting for?
Yes, sir. Well, I haven't voted yet, and of course it's too early to commit fully, but I'm leaning toward Trump.
Towards who?
Trump.
Trump. Has the recent conviction of the 34 felony counts changed how you're going to vote, or are you still thinking about it?
Not really. If anything, it's kind of highlighted the problems with our judicial system, that they would be politicizing the process so much. It doesn't seem like it's really the right thing to do for them.
Sure. Do you think Joe Biden has had any influence in the current case against Donald Trump?
Well, I mean, that would be a accusation of corruption, I think, on his part. So I wouldn't go so far to say that, but certainly his DOJ is influenced by his opposition. So.
Yeah, so are you familiar that Donald Trump has multiple more court cases coming up? One will be overseen by Judge Eileen Cannon. She has indefinitely suspended that court case for now, so it will not be heard probably until the election. Do you think that's an example of judicial bias?
Well, I mean, the whole thing is crazy. I don't think that there's any one person that's like at fault for this whole thing going wrong, but suspending the case, I don't know. I don't know any of the details of the cases, so.
Definitely. So if Trump does get elected in November and decides to pardon himself, do you think that's a fair thing to do, or would you be against that?
I don't think he can pardon himself for state crimes, can he? It's only federal crimes.
So I believe that you actually can pardon yourself for federal crimes, and the withholding of documents case is actually a federal crime.
Oh, yeah. But there were some other ones that were state crimes, I think.
Yes, the current case is a New York crime. Would you be against pardoning himself in any of these scenarios?
Well, I mean, pardoning yourself, it seems like kind of a low tactic, but he would be the president, I guess.
Not against it, so you think that it's within the president's bounds to be able to pardon himself?
I'm not actually an expert on that, but I think he can pardon anyone for federal crimes, yeah.
Yeah. So the recent Hunter Biden case, do you think that was politically motivated?
I haven't really been following it. I haven't been following it. What's going on?
So Hunter Biden has been convicted of lying on a form to attain a gun. He was under the influence of drugs within a certain period of time before signing that form.
Okay.
Do you think that had political motivation to be prosecuted?
Well, I mean, since the Biden administration is against like gun rights in general, it seems like that would be a pretty fair thing for him to do, to press the charges against his own son. So.
Can you elaborate when you say they're against gun rights in general? Do you think, what policy could you point to that says that they're against those gun rights?
Well, I don't know. It just seems like they're not very supportive of Second Amendment rights.
There's more of a vibe check. You don't like their vibe. You think they might be against guns. So how would you feel if Biden was to pardon Trump on any one of these crimes? Would that increase your faith in the judicial system, or would that hurt your faith in the judicial system?
Well, it's kind of extrajudicial either way, right? The executive branch pardoning either one is, executive interference in the judicial system. So the judicial system, either way, is falling down. I mean, it would be a great gesture of goodwill, I suppose, on his part. That'd be nice.
So it would be a goodwill gesture, but you still would probably vote for Trump in the end?
Well, yeah, that would be my leaning, yeah.
What are your top issues right now, and why? How are they applicable to Trump, and how would he fix them?
Top issues. I like that Trump is forthright, and I don't like that Biden is against fossil fuels. I think that fossil fuels are an important thing for the economy and for the climate.
Yeah, all right. Well, thanks so much for talking.
Yeah.